Alright, we got a garbage disposal that's not working here. Here it is. Jammed up. Yeah, crack nut. That's why I use brass nuts on them. I never use a plastic nut on them. That's an old garbage disposal. You can see the nuts cracked right there. That's why I won't use plastic nuts. I always use brass on a garbage disposal. I got a wrench here. Let me put it in the bottom. See if we could free it up. There's a key right in the middle there. Boy, doesn't want to turn too easy here. And obviously, got the power off there. If we get it to spin over, might need. There'll be a bad bearing in there or something. It's free. Let's see if it starts. Not sounding so good, is it? Not really. No, bound up again, see it? Alright, let me run out and get another one. I don't see anything in there. Let's check in there. It's all rusty and stuff in there, so I don't see anything in there that's would bind it up. Turning awful hard down here, I'll tell you, considering. It should turn a lot easier than that. Alright, I'm gonna get a new one. There's two kinds of garbage disposal. There's one with a switch on the wall, which is a continuous feed. And then there's a batch feed. And the batch feed would have a lever that goes in here to turn it on. This is a continuous feed, which I like better. I like a wall switch. You know, the switch is kind of far away, but would have been nice to have it, you know, here or something. Let me go run out and get a garbage disposal and I'll be back. Alright guys, I'm back here to take this garbage disposal out and change it. So the first thing I'll do is I'll take it off, unscrew this bolt right here. Maybe 3/8. There's a little dog on the bottom there. A little dog where it flits in. Obviously this thing's broke. This thing's broke, obviously, so I'm gonna change all that around anyway. It's all gonna be new. It's all gonna be new anyway, so I ain't worried about that right now. Get that out of the way. Why do you wear gloves? See, there's a ring up top here. This ring does this. It'll just twist off and the whole thing will drop. Houston, we have landed. Alright, I'll do is I'll flip it upside down and pull the wires off. Power's off. wall switch is off, so we're good. You can see there's 3 little screws here. 1, 2, 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn them in. We're going to turn them in, push this plate up. Then there's a spring in here that I have to pop off. Then this plate will drop. Turn these in all the way. Put them down. That goes up and there's a ring that's gonna come out. Look at that ring. That's what that come out. That will just drop. Come out like that. It goes in from the top with putty. Here's the other thing, and then that's the ring that goes in on that bottom right there, in that ring. That's how it goes. It's not a big deal. I gotta put the new one in. There's some new putty in there. Clean that old stuff out. We'll get some new putty in there. Oh, the sink looks kind of weird. Why do you wear gloves? There's different ones, but this is the one I'm going to go with here. The Pro 750 is the one I'm putting in. It's a decent unit. It's the Pro Series. Nice little setup. Let's see the way the top ring. See the way that top ring goes with them dogs. You'll see how I put that in later. How I spin that. This will get up in place like that. And these dogs will spin into place. See how it spins in there like that? Right there. And I'll tighten it up with a screwdriver. Phillips. Or something like one of these wrenches. I'm just showing you guys down on the ground. It's a lot easier to show you here how they come apart. This comes apart, then it drops. See how that's on an angle? Going up, that's what locks it in. I'll put it in like that. Then this will go in. Obviously this will be attached to the sink. And then I can lock it in place this way. Okay? You can see how that goes up on an angle. So the more you tighten that, the tighter it gets. So I gotta put this on the sink yet. Gotta back these screws out. There's a retaining clip in there. You can see right there. I have to just pop that clip off. And I'll put this up in the sink. There's also a spot for the garbage disposal, dishwasher to go. If I was gonna use that part, I'd have to break that open with a screwdriver. Stick a screwdriver and hit it with a hammer and open it up. But I'm not using it because he's got a wire right there. Okay, so I don't need it. I might have to modify this piping, I'm not sure yet. First thing I gotta do is hook the wiring up to this upside down and put this in. So let me put this in first. This rubber will come out for now. Seems to work better, so I'll back this out all the way. Well, most of the way is good enough. see how that falls into place right there, that little clip. That little clip, that comes out, that comes out, this comes out, like that. Why do you wear gloves? That's the putty I use right here. This plumber's putty. Let's put some on there. Don't have to be fancy with it. It's gonna squish out anyway. You want to make sure you line it up. There's writing on there. You want that writing to show. Once I put all the stuff on the bottom and pop it in, I can tighten it up. Now the trick is to get this ring in there, this clip, without making too much of a mess. Get that clip in there like that. See how it pops in? I can just tighten it up. Now before I tighten it up too much, I'll make sure I'm square up top, make sure I'm where I want to be, and I'll tighten it. That's good right there. Alright, I'm right where I want to be, and I'll tighten it up. Tighten it up good. It's gonna, putty's gonna ooze out. Now, I've never had a problem where I had this in the wrong position when I put the garbage disposal in. So, that's not ever a problem. You want to tighten it up good. I've had them when they weren't tight enough. I had to go back and tighten them. So I'll tighten them, snug them, and I'll go wait a little bit and I'll tighten them some more. You don't want this loose. This is going to be tight. The only thing that holds it in is that snap ring, and then this pulls it down. Alright guys, the next thing we'll do is the electrical. Don't need a nut, just screw this adapter right in there as a thread. It's already designed to take it, so. We'll have to get enough through where I can get that ground. You want to get that ground in there. That's what we need in that ground. Orange is a good size, good color for that. Make sure they're tight. Get them down the side. good. That ain't gonna go anywhere. That's all up in there. Oh, I gotta flip this upside down and get it up in there. I like to get my foot under there. Or I can push it up with my foot. Let me get that up in there. I gotta get them dogs started. There we go. That's it. That's it right there. Well, there it might go. Look at that shit. I'm gonna get a brass nut and wash it for this so it won't crack. Even though this is on rubber, I still like to put a brass nut washer. Yeah, I got a big tub of putty in the truck, and then I got the small one I usually take in, so I had to fill it back up. It's starting to get low. This stuff actually works pretty good on a lot of things. Condensing units, you know, the holes in the condensing units where the wires come up, you could use this stuff to stop mice from coming up. They'd have to eat their way through it. Gets a little gummy for them. But this is the putty that I use. Any kind of basket strainers or anything like that, I use this. Alright, let's see what we got. We got some brass slip nuts in here. There's an 1.5 inch one right here. I need a beveled washer, 1.5 inch beveled washer. There we go. So we want all different kind of washers in there for all different stuff I need. You gotta have a well-stocked truck. Very important. Be running back and forth 1,000 times to the supply house. Can't be doing that shit. So this is what I'm gonna use right here. This brass nut and washer for that. A skinny one. Make it one a little deeper. A little skinny. Yeah, this one's a little deeper. Here's the ones I usually like to use right here. This is a nice deep one. See, it's deep. Let's grab that. That's better. That's the way the washer goes in there, and it'll compress. It'll compress when it tightens up. Okay. Get it where we want it, release it. Alright. And the brass nut and washer. This nut will not split like the other one did. That's why I like to have brass in the truck. If it's going to be any kind of movement, we'll go with this style. It's nice and tight on the top. Gotta make sure that's tight. This rubber just drops in place. I feel it clicks right in place, and you can pull that out easy enough. I usually tape this on the pipe down below. This thing, if it gets jammed, you can stick this in the very middle. There's a little thing. Move it to free it up. What I'll do is I'll tape it right here with some black tape. Alright, let's try it out. Fill it up all the way and we'll dump it and make sure that it's good. This is another one he has here. It's usually where I put the pipe, put the key. Alright, let's dump it. Let's see what happens. It's full. It's gonna leak. It's gonna leak now. It's full of water. I don't see any leaks. That's it. That's done. Nice and quiet. That's all it takes. It also comes with a straight pipe. You gotta put a straight pipe in there. Most of the times when I do a disposal, I gotta redo the drain, reconfigure the drain. But not this one. This one worked out pretty good, so we got lucky. Take my screwdriver and scrape that on the extra putty. That's it. It's done. Job's complete. Alright, now that the job is done, that I put all the stuff back under the sink,